One day, Thomas was sitting at the junction when he saw a rather peculiar sight. There, near the road, were a group of older boys with a roll of paper in their hands. They would light the end with the lighter and put it to their mouths. When they took it off, they would then blow out smoke like an engine. Thomas was puzzled, but before he could say anything, the guard blew his whistle. Thomas was then on his way, watching the boys as he went. As he puffed down the branch line, Thomas asked his driver and fireman what they could have been doing. "Sounds like they were doing drugs," replied the driver, in a much serious tone. "It is very illegal. The next time you see them, Thomas, you say something." The next day, Thomas was once again at the junction. The driver and fireman had stepped out to speak with the guard and the station master on the matter. Thomas was snoozing when he woke up to the feeling of someone entering his cab. "Driver?" he thought. He looked to the platform and found his driver and fireman was still there. "Who's there?" he asked. This alerted the crew as they came over. Thomas would then hear something go into his firebox, as he'd then see 3 older boys run across the tracks and up the hill. The crew tried chasing them, but it was no use. They came back down, tired as they looked at Thomas. "We'll get him next time," said his driver. "Come on, we'll get going here soon." The guard then blew his whistle, and Thomas reached his steam. Though he didn't feel like Thomas as he puffed out of the station. As Thomas puffed along, the crew could smell a bad odor, and Thomas was unusually paranoid. He knew something hit his firebox, and he was beginning to see bright colors. He soon began to shake uncontrollably. Children from the bridge waved to him, but Thomas ended up blowing steam at them. He thought they were mocking him. Further on down the track, he could have sworn he saw derailed trucks ahead on the line. His eyes widened as he then hit the brakes hard, causing people to fall off their seats and the crew to nearly fall out themselves. When Thomas had stopped, he soon saw there was nothing there. "What's the matter with you, Thomas?" called out the driver. I don't know," weeped Thomas. "I'm sorry, please don't yell at me." The passengers angrily began yelling at Thomas, only making Thomas cry, which silenced them instead. They then noticed the smell, to which a cop amongst the crowd spoke up. "Do I smell marijuana?" The crew looked surprised as they began to think. Soon everything began to fall into place. Thomas was put into a siding while Percy took the passengers. The police, the crew, and Sir Topham Hatt investigated Thomas. They then noticed a burnt piece of paper in Thomas's firebox. "That explains it," said the cop. "That's marijuana, all right." "Those boys must have dumped it in his firebox before they ran," exclaimed the driver. "Will I be arrested?" stammered Thomas tearfully. The Fat Controller smiled reassuringly. "No, Thomas. You are a victim of recklessness. I will make sure this never happens to anyone again. We'll get you a nice washdown. Then you'll feel a better engine." Thomas was very glad to hear that, and he hoped that nobody else would ever have to go through the effects of substance abuse.